Good evening, everyone. Let's take a moment to step into the deeper layers of connection. We often think of relationships as simple exchanges, two people coming together, sharing moments, and building something special. But the truth is, relationships are complex, energetic dynamics, built on deeper principles of connection, communication, and emotional resonance. As we move through life and engage with others, especially in intimate partnerships, we sometimes make mistakes that unknowingly disrupt that energy. Today, let's explore the 5 biggest mistakes women often make with men and how to shift them to create more fulfilling, balanced, and meaningful relationships. Mistake number 1, not being fully present. The first mistake is not being fully present. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to be physically in a room with someone, but mentally somewhere else. Whether it's checking your phone, being lost in your own thoughts, or anticipating what will happen next, this takes you out of the moment. Men are drawn to women who are present, who can engage deeply in the here and now. When you show up with your full attention, emotionally and energetically, it not only strengthens the connection, but also invites your partner to do the same. To avoid this mistake, start by practicing mindfulness, whether it's through deep breathing, tuning into your body, or simply focusing on the person in front of you. Mistake number 2, trying to change him. Another common mistake is trying to change him. We've all been there. Believing that if he just did things differently or thought a certain way, things would be better. But when you try to change someone, you're not accepting them for who they truly are. And when someone doesn't feel accepted, the energetic exchange falters. Men value acceptance and admiration. The key is to allow space for growth without imposing your expectations. Instead of focusing on what he needs to change, ask yourself, am I accepting him as he is? If there are things that truly don't align with your values, it's crucial to communicate that honestly and with respect, not with the intention of changing him, but of finding common ground. Mistake number 3, being afraid to communicate needs. The third mistake women often make is not communicating their needs clearly. Many women, especially those who want to avoid conflict, might hold back their true desires, hoping their partner will somehow know. But men, like all humans, cannot read minds. The moment we hold back, we start creating distance between us and our partner. When we communicate openly, both partners can better understand what the other needs. The solution? Practice radical honesty. Share what you need, what makes you feel loved, and what nurtures the relationship. Express it calmly and from a place of self-awareness, not frustration or resentment. Mistake number 4, losing yourself in the relationship. The fourth mistake is losing yourself in the relationship. This happens when women put all of their energy into their partner, their needs, their desires, forgetting to nurture their own individuality. It's easy to become consumed by the relationship, but in doing so, you diminish your own sense of self. Men are attracted to women who are complete, whole, and self-sufficient. When you maintain your own passions, interests, and identity, you create a more dynamic and balanced connection. So, how do you avoid this? Prioritize your own growth, keep nurturing your passions, and remember that a relationship thrives best when both people are whole individuals. Mistake number 5, operating from fear instead of love. The final mistake is operating from fear rather than love. When we approach a relationship from a place of fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of not being enough, we create energetic walls. These walls block connection, trust, and authenticity. On the other hand, love is expansive, trusting, and open. Love flows, fear contracts. If you find yourself constantly anxious or uncertain, take a step back and ask yourself, am I operating from a place of love or fear? The shift from fear to love requires healing and self-reflection. When you cultivate self-love and confidence, you will naturally draw the same energy from your partner. How to avoid these mistakes? To avoid these mistakes, you must first turn inward. Relationships are mirrors. They reflect back to you what you need to heal, what you need to learn, and what you need to embrace. Cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness. Practice presence and communicate with clarity. Honor yourself, and you will naturally attract a relationship that honors you back. When you are grounded in who you are, when you create space for open, honest communication, and when you approach your partner with love and respect, the energy between you both will naturally align. Remember, It's not about being perfect. It's about being authentic. Through this authenticity, connection will flow freely, and you'll avoid the common mistakes that create distance. Instead, you'll build a partnership rooted in trust, understanding, and love. Thank you. Being fully present in a relationship is one of the most powerful things you can offer. It's easy to get distracted, whether it's by the busyness of life, past experiences, or anxieties about the future. However, when you're physically with someone but mentally elsewhere, the connection weakens. In any interaction, especially in intimate, if you're not fully engaged, it disrupts the natural flow of connection, creating emotional distance. Men, like all humans, crave genuine attention. They want to feel that the person they are with is not only physically present, but emotionally and mentally engaged as well. Being present means giving your partner your full attention. It's about turning off distractions, putting your phone down, looking into their eyes, and actively listening. It's not just about hearing their words, but feeling the emotions behind them. This deep attentiveness fosters trust and closeness. Men feel valued when a woman can truly listen, and the relationship becomes a safe space for both people to express themselves openly. Being present also involves being aware of your own emotions and state of mind. It requires grounding yourself in the moment, letting go of past baggage or fears about the future. When you are emotionally present, it encourages a deeper emotional exchange. When your partner senses that you are truly with them, they feel seen and understood, which strengthens the bond between you. On the other hand, if you're physically in a space but mentally preoccupied, the energy you bring into the relationship becomes scattered and detached. It can lead to misunderstandings, frustration, and a sense of disconnection. To avoid this mistake, practice mindfulness in your interactions. Notice when your attention drifts and gently bring it back to the present moment. This will allow both you and your partner to experience a deeper, more meaningful connection. One of the most common mistakes women make in relationships is trying to change their partner. It's natural to want the best for someone, to wish they would do things differently. But when that desire turns into an attempt to reshape who they are, it creates tension and distance. Men, like all individuals, need to feel accepted for who they are, flaws and all. When a woman is constantly focused on trying to change her partner's behavior, thoughts, or habits, it sends a message that he's not good enough as he is. This approach undermines the trust and emotional safety needed to nurture a strong connection. Rather than trying to change someone, the key is to understand them and accept them for their individuality. Every person comes with their own experiences, values, and ways of thinking. When a woman tries to mold her partner into something he's not, she disregards his essence and creates an environment of resistance. It's important to ask yourself if the things you want to change are truly aligned with your core values, or if they're merely preferences that can be overlooked. The energy of change, especially when it's forced or based on expectations, creates a disconnect. It makes the relationship feel like a project rather than a partnership. Men are drawn to women who accept them without conditions. This doesn't mean ignoring differences, but rather embracing those differences with understanding and compassion. Instead of focusing on what he should change, it's important to focus on what can be improved together. Relationships are about growth, but growth should come from a mutual desire to evolve, not from the pressure of needing to fix something. A powerful, healthy relationship is built when both partners feel truly accepted. They're more likely to naturally grow together in a way that strengthens the relationship rather than distorting it. Many women make the mistake of not clearly communicating their needs in relationships, often hoping their partner will intuitively understand what they want or need. This can happen for various reasons: fear of conflict, fear of rejection, or simply not wanting to seem demanding. However, when a woman holds back her true desires, it creates an energy of disconnection. Men, like anyone else, cannot read minds. They can't know your needs unless you express them. When those needs go unspoken, frustration and resentment tend to build, and the relationship can become strained. Clear communication is essential for creating understanding and trust. When you communicate your needs openly and honestly, it gives your partner the opportunity to meet you where you are, to support you, and to build a deeper connection. It's not about being demanding or asking for perfection, but rather sharing your feelings and desires in a way that invites collaboration. It's about being vulnerable enough to show what you truly need in a relationship and allowing your partner to do the same. The key to this kind of communication is not just about stating what you need, but also creating a space where both partners feel safe to share openly. When you approach the conversation with kindness and without expectation, it removes the pressure and opens a door to a more meaningful exchange. Instead of harboring unspoken thoughts or letting issues fester, you are addressing them before they have a chance to grow into something more serious. By communicating your needs clearly, you also give your partner the opportunity to express their own desires and needs. This creates a balance in the relationship where both partners feel seen and heard. It strengthens the bond between you and fosters mutual respect and understanding. Healthy communication is the key to avoiding misunderstandings and building a solid foundation for lasting connection. One of the most detrimental mistakes women make in relationships is losing themselves in the process. Because if we can't share the inner truth with ourselves, we lose the balance in the relationship because we lose too many things like self-defense. It's easy to get so caught up in the dynamics of a partnership that personal boundaries, passions, and individual growth take a backseat. Whether it's prioritizing the needs of the relationship or the partner over your own, or compromising your own desires and identity to maintain harmony, the result is the same: a gradual erosion of your sense of self. This can lead to feelings of resentment, disconnection, and even burnout. When a woman loses herself in a relationship, she begins to place her worth and identity solely in the hands of her partner. This imbalance creates an unhealthy dynamic where the relationship becomes the center of her existence. Men, like all people, are drawn to women who have their own passions, interests, and sense of individuality. A strong, healthy relationship thrives when both partners come together as whole, complete individuals, not as two halves trying to make each other whole. Maintaining your individuality is essential not only for your own emotional well-being, but also for the health of the relationship. When you continue to nurture your personal interests, pursue your own passions, and develop your own goals, you bring a richer energy into the relationship. This energy keeps the connection dynamic rather than stagnant. It allows for personal growth that can then be shared and celebrated with your partner, enriching the partnership. In addition, maintaining your sense of self fosters respect and admiration. A woman who knows who she is, who takes care of herself, and who continues to evolve is incredibly attractive because she exudes confidence and self-assuredness. These qualities create a stronger, more balanced connection where both partners support each other's individual growth rather than feeling threatened by it. The healthiest relationships are those where both people are able to bring their full, authentic selves to the table without losing sight of who they are outside of the relationship. Operating from a place of fear rather than love is one of the most common mistakes women make in relationships. Fear can manifest in many ways: fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, fear of abandonment, or fear of losing control. When you let these fears dominate your behavior, you create an environment of insecurity, anxiety, and tension. This energy isn't conducive to building a healthy, trusting relationship. Fear closes you off and prevents you from showing up fully in the relationship, while love, on the other hand, opens you up to connection, understanding, and growth. When you operate from fear, you might find yourself constantly seeking validation or reassurance, doubting your partner's intentions, or becoming overly protective and controlling. This behavior doesn't allow the relationship to evolve naturally, and it places unnecessary pressure on both partners. Men are particularly sensitive to this energy. When a woman is constantly acting out of fear, it can make her partner feel as though he is walking on eggshells, unsure of how to act or how to meet her emotional needs. This leads to disconnection rather than deepening intimacy. Love, however, creates space for both partners to be authentic and vulnerable. When you choose love over fear, you are able to show up in the relationship with trust, knowing that both of you are in it together, even through difficult times. This shift from fear to love requires a level of self-awareness and emotional maturity. It's about understanding your own insecurities and taking steps to heal them rather than projecting them onto your partner. It's about cultivating self-love, where you feel secure and confident in who you are, regardless of external circumstances. Operating from love also allows you to approach your partner with empathy and understanding. Instead of reacting defensively or withdrawing, you create an open, compassionate dialogue where both partners can express their fears and desires. This fosters a deeper emotional connection where both feel safe and supported. One of the biggest mistakes women make in relationships is failing to honor and prioritize their own emotional well-being. In the pursuit of creating harmony in the relationship, many women neglect their own mental and emotional health, believing that putting their partner's needs first will somehow make the relationship stronger. While it's important to be supportive and caring, this can quickly lead to burnout, resentment, and feelings of unfulfillment. When a woman constantly sacrifices her own emotional needs, she risks losing herself in the process and becoming disconnected from her own desires and boundaries. Emotional well-being is the foundation for any healthy relationship. When you take the time to nurture your own mental health, set healthy boundaries, and honor your own needs, you bring your best self into the relationship. Men are attracted to women who are emotionally balanced and self-awareness because it creates a sense of stability and trust. If you're not taking care of yourself, you can't show up fully for your partner, and the dynamic of the relationship becomes unbalanced. By consistently prioritizing your own emotional health, you not only improve your relationship with yourself, but also cultivate a stronger, more fulfilling partnership. This includes taking time for self-care, seeking support when needed, and learning to recognize when you're not feeling emotionally grounded. Women who honor their emotional well-being know when they need to step back, recharge, or express their feelings without fear of judgment. This ability to manage and express emotions freely leads to better communication and understanding with a partner. Additionally, when a woman recognizes her own emotional needs and actively works to meet them, she empowers herself within the relationship. She no longer depends on her partner to provide constant emotional validation or to fix problems that are hers to navigate. Instead, both partners can enter the relationship with a sense of emotional independence, which ultimately strengthens the bond between them. By valuing and protecting your emotional well-being, you create a foundation of mutual respect and a deeper connection with your partner. Authenticity is one of the most compelling qualities a person can bring to a relationship. In an intimate connection, when a woman is truly herself, without trying to be anyone she's not or pretending to fit a certain mold, it creates a space where real, deep connection can thrive. Being authentic means embracing who you are, with all your strengths, vulnerabilities, and imperfections, and offering that unfiltered version of yourself to your partner. This is incredibly attractive because it creates a sense of safety and honesty and invites your partner to do the same, which fosters trust and emotional intimacy. When a woman is authentic, she doesn't feel the need to hide behind expectations or play a role in the relationship. Instead, she shows up in her raw, unguarded form, expressing her true desires, thoughts, and feelings. This openness builds trust because it creates a transparent and honest dynamic. Men appreciate women who are confident enough to be real and who don't try to fit into societal expectations of what they should be. When you can be yourself, you create a sense of ease in the relationship, allowing both partners to let down their guards and interact from a place of genuine connection. Authenticity also allows for greater emotional freedom. In a relationship where both partners are authentic, there's no need to second-guess motives or worry about hidden agendas. This transparency eliminates the game playing that often leads to misunderstandings and disconnection. Instead, there's a natural flow of energy between both people where communication is honest and direct and emotional exchanges are rooted in trust. Being authentic doesn't mean that you have to be perfect or always have the right answers. In fact, showing vulnerability is part of being authentic. When you share your true self, including your struggles, insecurities, and imperfections, you create a space where your partner feels they can be authentic too. This mutual vulnerability fosters a deeper emotional bond that is grounded in real understanding and acceptance. Correction is the heartbeat of any meaningful relationship. It's not just about being physically close or sharing common interests. It's about a deeper, almost intangible bond that allows two people to truly see each other. When this connection is present, it transcends the superficial layers of everyday life and creates a space where both partners feel emotionally and energetically attuned. For a woman to foster this level of connection, she must first cultivate it within herself through self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and the ability to be vulnerable. When a woman is emotionally attuned to her own feelings, needs, and desires, she can create a space where her partner can do the same. This kind of connection isn't just about shared moments of joy, it's about being there for each other in the quiet, vulnerable moments as well. The most powerful connections are often formed when both partners feel seen and heard, not just in the good times, but in the challenging ones as well. Connection requires presence, being truly available both physically and emotionally. It's easy to become distracted or preoccupied with daily life, but when a woman makes the effort to really be there for her partner, both in body and in spirit, the connection deepens. This means not just listening to words, but paying attention to energy, tone, and emotion. Men, like all people, long to feel understood on a deep level. When a woman takes the time to truly connect, she is acknowledging her partner's worth and creating a foundation where mutual respect and understanding can grow. It's also important to remember that connection isn't something that happens once and then remains constant. It's a dynamic process that requires ongoing attention and effort. Just as a plant needs regular watering to thrive, so too does a relationship need continuous nurturing. When both partners are actively working to maintain their connection, the bond between them becomes stronger, more resilient, and more fulfilling. Connection is not just a feeling, it's an ongoing practice that deepens over time. Trust is the foundation upon which all strong and lasting relationships are built. Without trust, a relationship lacks the emotional safety and security needed to thrive. Trust allows both partners to be vulnerable with each other, knowing that their feelings will be respected and their boundaries will be honored. In the context of a romantic relationship, trust goes beyond the simple belief that your partner is honest or reliable. It involves a deep sense of faith in each other's intentions and a mutual understanding that both partners are committed to the growth and well-being of the relationship. For a woman to create and maintain trust in her relationship, she must first cultivate it within herself. Trusting yourself, your feelings, and your instincts is key to building a healthy dynamic with a partner. When you are grounded in your own sense of trust, you can enter a relationship with openness and confidence, knowing that you are capable of handling whatever arises. This self-trust also helps in communicating more effectively with your partner and expressing your needs clearly, which fosters a deeper understanding and connection. Building trust with a partner takes time, consistency, and vulnerability. It involves being honest with each other, showing up for each other when needed, and demonstrating reliability in both big and small actions. For women, this can mean being transparent about emotions, expressing concerns with empathy, and staying true to promises. When you show your partner that you can be counted on, it encourages them to do the same. Trust grows through shared experiences, especially when both people prove their commitment to each other through their actions. It's important to remember that trust isn't something that can be rushed. It requires patience and a willingness to be open, even when it feels difficult. Misunderstandings and missteps are inevitable, but when there is a solid foundation of trust, those challenges can be navigated with understanding and compassion. Trust is not just about the absence of betrayal. It's about creating an environment where both people feel safe enough to be authentic and vulnerable, knowing that they can rely on each other. Intimacy is one of the most powerful and transformative aspects of any relationship. It goes beyond physical closeness or mere affection. It is the emotional and spiritual bond that allows two people to connect on a deep, meaningful level. True intimacy is built on vulnerability, trust, and the willingness to expose one's raw, authentic self. For a woman to foster intimacy with her partner, she must first be willing to embrace her own vulnerability, creating a safe and open space where both partners can share their thoughts, fears, and desires without judgment. The foundation of intimacy is emotional openness. When both individuals are willing to be open and honest about their needs, fears, and feelings, it allows for a deeper connection to flourish. This emotional transparency creates an environment where both partners feel seen, heard, and understood. It's not about sharing every detail of your life, but about creating a space where you can both be yourselves, free from the pressure to perform or pretend. Men, like women, long for a space where they can express their emotions without fear of rejection or misunderstanding. True intimacy is also rooted in respect. When both partners respect each other's boundaries, needs, and individual growth, it fosters a deeper emotional connection. This respect allows both people to feel safe enough to open up, knowing that their partner will honor their feelings. Intimacy thrives in an environment where both partners are equally invested in nurturing the relationship, creating a mutual understanding of what both need to feel loved, valued, and connected. Additionally, intimacy requires presence. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to become disengaged or distracted during intimate moments. However, when both partners are fully present, emotionally, physically, and mentally, it creates a powerful connection. And is not just about physical touch, but about the energy exchanged between two people who are truly attuned to each other. This presence deepens the bond and strengthens the emotional connection, allowing the relationship to grow beyond the surface and into something truly meaningful.